Good morning, guys. It is me, Clarissa, here on Clarissa Says, where Clarissa says it all, and that's how I feel. So I wanted to come to you guys very briefly to talk about this whole situation with the World War III, I guess, outbreak, and also the assassination of Qasem Soleimani that was actually brought together by our lovely president, Donald Trump. Now, a lot of you guys are forgetting that this is soon to be the election time. And of course, like history has already happened with the Great Ferdinand back in like 1914, this is the same thing where you brought on a war to now push yourself and to be a president and to be a distraction to the nation, and it just might work. Now, I really want for you guys to understand that this world is based off of fear. Okay, there are two emotions in life: fear and love. Every single emotion that we have are actually derived from those two emotions, and you choose which emotion that you decide to actually resonate with and gain and get emotions from. So the world that we live in this matrix is actually ran and controlled by fear. So you are seeing right now all of these World War III gifts, all of these World War III yellow journalism posts, all of these World War III just stories and comments and YouTube videos and Twitter messages and DMs and posts, and everything is around this World War III situation. But the problem is that I don't feel as though we are coming to this situation with love. I feel as though we are coming towards a situation with fear. There are more people that go online to look for the bad than the good. There are more people that click on bad news than good news. Hell, who even goes on the news to find good news? Not really a lot of people. I mean, I do, but people really don't go to the news for good news. That's just not what they do. And if something is not bad, something is wrong. I promise you, people are going there to look at negativity, and it makes them feel better because on the inside they are really derived, no offense to anybody, from a negative place. Okay, right now the people that are really making this World War III situation into entertainment are at one of those levels where it's called a low vibration. And I do behoove you guys to raise your vibrations to at least the fifth dimension. And I'm not saying that I'm at the level, but I'm saying I know that my third eye is open and that and my vibrations are resonating on a higher level, that this stuff like this does not and will not affect me personally. Now, it might affect you if this decides to play out, because you are involving your energy with this fear mongering and this fear like situation. But if you are one of those people that are resonating on the level of love, then you will not let something like this engulf your life and find this to be something that you will like to entertain your life. Because at the end of the day, the more people that feed into this, the more this World War III situation will happen. And again, Qasem, that's what that Iranian general was who was assassinated. Now, of course, he was an Iranian general, so therefore the president of Iran has now came out and said that they would like to do some form of retaliation because of what Donald Trump. But honestly, it was like a terrorist assault. It was done from a plane. Like it was something that should not have happened. And at the end of the day, things that are done like wars are all began with egos, and I believe the ego of Donald Trump wants to be president again. And let's pause there. Just because we are, again, I said in my last video, but just because we are seeing the outside version of what's happening, we're not seeing the behind the scenes version of that's happening. There's people behind Donald Trump that are saying and agreeing to him doing these things. Let's not forget, y'all. We are forgetting this. We always blame Donald Trump. But what you guys don't understand is that Iran has a lot of gold and a lot of oil. So regardless, they have been trying to find a way to get into Iran and to quote unquote start a war, because at the end of the day, these wars are for resources, survival. Now, we do live in a one big world where we all can survive, but the whole entire world would have to change, and it would take for everyone to come together and be that change, or at least more than 50% of the population to come together and be that change, because you have to be the change you want to see in the world. And people are doing this and jumping on this fear mongering, and I feel like people are so excited. Like this is a negative situation. This is not a joke. World War III is happening before our eyes, and people are taking this for a joke, guys, and this is not a joke. Now, for me, again, it's not going to be something that I entertain, which means that this will not be something that my soul will have to endure. However, when you talk about sending soldiers and deploying soldiers, let's talk about the word soldiers. Soldier, soil, der, souls dying. The English language is like a spell. If you really break down the English language, telling lies visually, like you could break things down to the T, to the nth with the English language, and you can understand what this is. Like I mentioned on other video, pawns. Soldiers are like the pawns. They are fighting for their king. In a game of chess, that's what happens. You have all these players in front of the king and queen to get them to the other side. Chess is just a big game of war. And a lot of you guys are out there desensitized because you are playing games like Call of Duty that has soldiers, and you are giving your soul as a sacrifice to the king or to whatever mission that you are fighting for in that game of Call of Duty. But there's also all these other games, there Battlefield, Battlegrounds, just all these war games, and we see just this publication of war as the form of entertainment that I feel like a lot of people are really desensitized with what's going on at this very second, and they're entertaining themselves with this notion of war. Now, I do feel as though there may be a form of retaliation for what Donald Trump did, but I do feel as though the ego led him to do that, because at the end of the day, it is soon election time. It basically is election time, and nobody really knows who's going to be running for election. Let's be honest, nobody's really paying attention to election time besides the people that are really heavy into politics. Otherwise, people are not really talking about it. People are not really indulging themselves in this feud of the politics situation when it comes down to the presidency. And Donald Trump is just wanting to set himself up where we are so distracted that it just pushes him in. And I mentioned the Great Inferno Dam, but that's exactly what happened. There was an assassination to him with his wife Sophia, and then boom, the person was in presidency because of a war. So it's the same exact situation, guys. Same exact situation. And at the end of the day, this is just a big, huge distraction, and you have the choice to decide what you want in your life. Do you want to live in fear, or do you want to live in love? Because in the day, they are spending $2 trillion in equipment that they can be solved. You know what $2 trillion is? They could have already solved world. How about that? The world on hunger. The world war on hunger. They could have already solved that. They will not do that, because this life in this matrix is based off of fear. They have to have fear. They cannot have peace. Since the beginning of time, there has been wars, because wars are created by egos, and we live in an egotistical situation. Instead of sharing, we want it all. As a denomination, you want everything. You want to seize everything and be in control, okay? And so because we live in a society that wants control, things like war happen and breaks out, because at the end of the day, you have to overcome, you have to defeat people that are not agreeing with whatever you are saying to do. Not only that, you're going to take what someone's land that's not yours. Let's start there. Because in the day, Iran is not America's soil or Austria soil or Russian soil. That's Iran. That's their own entity. That's their own country. That's like saying, think about it this way, guys. You have a house, right? And you go ahead and you plant apples on apple trees or some type of fruit in your backyard, right? We're using that as oil. Okay, so someone comes into your backyard that you don't know and starts to take. Eventually, they take the whole tree and plant it in their yard. That's what the United States is trying to do: is take every single thing from Iran. They may share, but they want to have the full entity, say that is theirs, that is ours. Okay, and I'm not saying on one end people are going to say, well, that's okay, we need to have resources, but on the other end, we don't have to go through a war to do this. We can find a way to share. There was a song that I forget who said it. It was a song that I heard, well, that I talked about actually prior, and I've heard where this guy was talking about how we can be one big country, and they would not let it air. They actually banned the song because if people started to think about everything being one, there'll be no fear, there'll be no negative energy to go towards fear and war and control and just all of this turmoil that what happened in war, because people will die. Do you understand that they don't care about people dying? Like, they're not going to send their niece, their nephews, their daughters, their sons, or even themselves to war. The Congress, the presidents, the people aren't sending themselves to war. And if someone just so happens to be in their family, they're not going to be on the battlefield. They're going to be inside, probably in the States or on some safe ground, United Nations embassy where it's safe, somewhere where it's completely safe. And it's like 108, well, it's like 80, sorry, it's like 800. It's like 800 different bases all over the world, first off. And within those 800 different bases, there's about, I would say, 100 of them that really are safe bases. They're going to send them to those 100 safe bases. They're not going to put them out in those bases that can get blown up, because even though you're inside, you can still end up being a part of the war if you're blown up, if you're shot at because you're on the embassy and they're just trying to fight back. And that's another thing. People are so one-sided when they talk about war. People always look about, oh, America's going out to save, America's going out to do this, but we're not realizing that America's actually most times they're not the ones bullying. For instance, the war on Iraq, they got to go ahead and take away missiles and bombs and all that and weapons, but there were no weapons in Iraq. Like, what the heck? So I'm just saying, we just wanted to have control. So they said to us, it's the same thing. I think it's a Galilean thing. I guess, how about this is a theory? I'm not sure. But you create a conflict, you find a resolution to the conflict, and then you have a solution. So you have a conflict. Then, if you create a conflict, there's a reaction to the conflict that you have, and then there's a solution. So the conflict is there's weapons of mass destruction and weapons in Iraq. Boom. Reaction. Oh my gosh, there's weapons in Iraq. We can't let them come and destroy us. We gotta go get the weapons and we gotta do that. The reaction. Okay, so we gotta go get that. Let's go to war, because they're not gonna just give it to us. We gotta go ahead and fight for our safety. So let's go to war. But there was no weapons. They did not have that. Okay, it was all fake, guys. It was all fake. Do you understand that there are actors and actresses, because they're females? You know, Hillary's a female. Price is in there. She's a female. There's actors and actresses. They're reading from scripts. Again, there's somebody that's behind them that are telling them what to say, what to do, and how to position their words and their actions and how they act and everything. So just because you're seeing Trump as a person that they're using as a puppet does not mean that he's the one coming out with all this stuff. I'm just saying, like, can I get like a okay, guys, a hello, a yes, something? Are you guys understanding? Are you guys understanding what I'm saying to you? Like, I need for you guys to really elevate yourself past this social media outrage of World War III and start to open your mind to a reality of peace, tranquility, and blessings. Like I always said in my video, peace, tranquility, and blessings, because if you do, you're going to resonate on the level of love, and you're not going to want to even entertain this notion of a World War III, because if you don't, you're going to push it into action. What you don't understand is that if everybody on this earth came together and resonated on the same level, this would be Havana. This would be heaven. This would be what we want to call heaven, but we won't, because we're on a matrix based off of fear. Okay, as above, so below. This is below, guys, and at the end of the day, on this below matrix, it's based off of fear. And so for you to go and push this without even realizing you're pushing fear, but you are, because in the day, let's be honest, war is not something to play about, and war is fearful. Okay, you could be desensitized to seeing war because you're playing these games and you're hearing about it, but the subconscious feelings that you have in yourself subconsciously understands it's a fear-based type of action, war. So you're pushing out fear, and to every person that you talk to about this in a fear-like manner, you're pushing out more fear. And then continuously on TV, fear mongering, fear. World War III is coming, World War III is coming. But guess what? It doesn't have to come to you. If you involve yourself with this, then you will be involved. If you don't involve yourself with this, then you are resonating on a higher vibration, and this will not happen, because in your plane, in this reality that you set yourself up with, it cannot succeed to harm you in any form, way, or fashion. You control your reality. I don't know how many times I have to say that. I've done countless videos about this, but you control your reality. You make your reality. Whatever you believe, whatever you decide to think, whatever you decide to put into your subconscious mind is what's going to come to fruition. So if y'all continue to push war, and go with the actual plan, this is a plan, guys. Because Donald Trump said it prior that Obama would try to have a war on Iran to win the presidency. Oh, he said that back when Obama was president, or trying to be president, y'all. This is what he's doing. This is what he's doing. Like, wake up, guys. Wake up. Let's go. Hello. Let's get a jump start. Let's start eating healthy, because you know what? We got a lot of people eating too much bad food, which is actually kind of like a sudden apps, kind of like a magnet. When you eat bad stuff, you're going to automatically draw to negativity, because you're bringing negative things into your body. You can't expect to have positive reactions and positive thinking and positive life when you're only eating negative things, like negative junk food. Has no nutrients, meaning that you're not getting any nutrients, meaning that on the inside that you are technically not healthy, and you're not happy, and you're not positive. You can't be positive with negative stuff in it. Positive and negative design, like, it doesn't, it doesn't work. You have to have positivity to have positive. Negative, you want to be negative, eat negative. You're going to be negative. You're going to feel negative, you're going to feel bad, you're going to feel obese, you're going to feel heavy, you're going to feel bad. And I do hope that this year you are starting with your fast, water fast. I'm not saying to eat, but I'm just saying eat healthier, salads, less processed food, more water, less juice, less sugar, less soda, more healthier food going in 2020, especially with this 2020 quote unquote talk of World War III. You need to be at the highest level that you can be when you are thinking, because if not, you're going to let distractions engulf you in your life. And I'm just talking to you like your best friend, like your sister, like your foe, like your anything you want to associate me with, because at the end of the day, I love you all and I love my people. At the end of the day, you're my family, guys. Like I always say, hey fam, everyone on this earth, every single person on this earth is a part of me, part of you. We are all family. They have desensitized us to think about that as well. At the end of the day, they have made us think about separation. Religion is division. So we have already automatically separated everything from everything that we have in this earth, instead of thinking as everybody as one. And I've done a video on that too. We are all one. And I'll put these videos that I'm mentioning down in the description box down below, and I will hope that you take the time out to watch this video. And yes, I am in the sun. I'm sun gazing, because I need to get that vitamin E and that energy that's emits from the sun, that will give me a high vibration, that will give me more energy to go on in this world of negativity and push out positivity. Every day that I get up, I am smiling. I'm probably the nicest, smiliest person you ever met. I mean, I smile everywhere. Even when I'm in a bad mood, I'm still smiling, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to let that negativity bring me down. Neither should you. So with that being said, I'm gonna let this video go. Leave your comments down below. I would truly appreciate knowing how you guys feel about this and any ideas that you have. And yes, it is good to sun gaze. It's okay to perspire a little bit, guys. You need the sun. The sun gives you energy to survive. People get out the house sometimes. Just go sit outside for 2 minutes. That's not even hard. You need to be outside for a good 20 minutes a day. But if you can't even do that, just do it for 2 minutes, guys, and just gain some vitamin E, some vitamin D for your bones, and just some vitamins. There's so many essential vitamins that the sun gives to us that people are lacking. Just sitting in the sun, if you've been eating horrible, if you have a negative mood, it can enlighten you and bring you into a higher vibration just from resonating with the sun. Okay, but with that being said, like I said, I'm letting this video go. Let me know how you feel. I appreciate watching this video today. Make sure you subscribe, share, and comment down below your feelings. Please check out the description box. And I appreciate your support. As always, thank you for watching this video. Peace, love, and tranquilities. Blessings, guys.